Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Adam here again. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about placing elements on a message card design. So, I know that a lot of you guys have seen the videos of the message cards, seen the mock-ups, seen some of the sample designs that we've been putting out here. And I know that some of you guys are itching to make your own designs on message cards with the precious jewelry so that you can start making some sales, either through Facebook ads or on Etsy or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys today some of the ways that you can add elements on a message card, put things in the corner, put little things on the side, and I'm just going to use simple elements that I find online. You know, you can subscribe to some sites if you want to pay a little bit of money, but most of what I'm going to use is just going to be free stuff that I find somewhere. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the standard blank canvas here, 1000 pixels by 1070 pixels. That seems to be the best size for the launcher on GearBubble. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a background here. Let's take a look and see what our options are. So we've got gradients, and I might do a very light gradient, something really subtle. Something that you almost can't even detect, except you can kind of see it. So something like this. But let's see what we get for color gradients. Well, that's interesting. Let's pick this and see if we can adjust the colors. See if I can figure out how to do this. Oh yeah, okay. So on PicMonkey here, now I use PicMonkey because I'm just really familiar with it, but of course you can use lots of different programs to do this. Using paid tools just really does make things a little bit easier for you. So I think I'm going to make the other color something that is a little bit very, very subtle as well. So I want this to be really, oh yeah, that's perfect. All right. So what we've got here is two colors that kind of go into a gradient, and you can kind of adjust that. So I do want that little bit of a gradient color across the background here. I'm not using anything as an inspiration. I'm just going to be putting what looks good to me. And this looks good to me. So the next thing I'm going to try and do here is I want to add some elements to the corners. So let's find an element to add, and we'll put it in there. So I was looking earlier and I saw a few things that kind of caught my eye. So found this here. This is pretty cool. And there's a whole bunch of similar elements. I like watercolor elements. They're very popular. You know, they bespeak the feminine mystique, if you will. And they just look really attractive. And they do work better on a lighter colored canvas. So of course I'm using a light colored canvas here, and I'm going to use I'm going to take a look and see what we've got here. Pixabay, alright. I'm going to download this. Now I'm not going to use this commercially, so because I'm not using this commercially, I'm not going to bother with figuring out whether I have commercial rights to these images. I'm just going to use them. But if you're going to use this commercially, if you're going to actually, use this product and sell it, you're going to need to make sure that you're not stealing images off the internet. It's just not something that we want to do. People work hard to create these, and we want to make sure that they get compensated for their work. So if you're going to use something commercially, then make sure you pay for it, unless it is a stock image or there's a free version, in which case, go for it. So this one, I know it comes from Pixabay, so it's free. And we're going to add it to the design here, and I'm going to see if I can make it look nice. So I'm going to pop it up here, and we'll see what happens. Oh, perfect. It is transparent. So sometimes you'll see an image that has the checkered background, but it's not actually transparent. So that does create some fun problems. So of course you can rotate things in PicMonkey, so you can pretty much do this in any program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this, and I'm going to place it right here. I want to get it just right so that I can put it right in the corner. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. All right, now I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste another version of it. This one, I'm going to flip this backwards. I need to find my graphics tool here and edits. So I'm going to, no, that's my canvas. What am I looking at here? Graphics. Right. I think I can just click on it. Right. Okay. Tell I don't do this very often, but there is a way to flip this over. So I'm just going to pause and find the tool to flip this back. Okay, I found it. So the toolbar for, individual graphics is down here at the very bottom. There's lots of, little things that you can do to your graphic, but this one is very specific. I want to flip this horizontally so that I want it facing the other direction. Then I'm going to pop it in the corner here. All right. So if you push it just off of the canvas, it still remains visible, but it becomes kind of a corner element rather than a round element that's... Now, PicMonkey will have grid lines that you can snap to, so it's nice to have that grid that you can sort of see to align it. So that's a good one there. Now I'm going to add another couple of elements to the bottom here. And I want some elements in the corner that's going to kind of make this like a triangle shape or maybe a diamond shape in the center, because it looks kind of nice. And maybe I'll see if I can find one more element to come down the sides here. You don't want to put too much on your product, right? You just don't want it to be busy, too busy, because it does kind of detract from the message. So sometimes subtle is better than a whole bunch of, well, I'm not going to call it crap, but it's, stuff that doesn't need to be there. All right, let's take a look at this. So I know this one's not going to be transparent, but, oh, okay, well that sucks. All right, let's find something else here. Let's go to Pixabay and see what they've got. Watercolor flowers. Ah, yeah. Ooh, that's perfect. All right. Save that, and I'm gonna download it here and add it to my design. Okay, what's going on here? Maybe I have to convert this. All right, let me pause and see what might be wrong with this file type. Okay, so it turns out that clicking on the image and saving as doesn't actually download on Pixabay. Didn't know that, but now I do. So now I have just clicked on free download, and I just downloaded it. And it gives you the option to donate to the artist who created it, which, if you want to do that, you can. It is a pretty nice piece of art there. Now I can actually add this to my image here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That looks right. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to crunch that down like that. I might even do that a little bit more. You know what? I think I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to move these elements down here. And I'm going to leave these ones up here. Make that a bit smaller. Now I'm going to copy that. So Control C and Control V. You can copy and paste any element on here, and I'm going to flip that because I figured out how to do it. And let's align that roughly there, and there we go. So that's a nice little layout. It's symmetrical, which is important. Human beings can tell when something isn't symmetrical. We're very good at detecting, non-symmetricality in an image, and symmetricalness looks appealing. So what you could do if you wanted to add more elements is that you could put, you could remove these bottom elements and put something that was long across here, like a laurel wreath or something. Let's see if we could find something that looks appropriate there. So you can also do just generic flowers here. Let's go to Pixabay and see what they've got for flowers. Flower drawing. So you can see you can use free element. Oh, well, that's cool. So you know what? I'm going to show you guys how to take an element that has a background on it, and I'm going to show you how to put it into your design here. No, that one doesn't have a... It's not good. So sometimes you'll find something that's not quite... There we go. That's a good one there. Yeah, still transparent. I'm actually looking for one that's not transparent so I can show you how to remove and make it transparent. But it looks like they're all transparent here. So I'll just give you kind of a heads up on how it works. Like, PicMonkey actually has a remove background feature, so you can click on any image and remove the background. And you can see that in the corner here. And if you have something that's got a white background, it'll actually just clear off that white and make it transparent so that you can use the element in your design here. So obviously all of these are already transparent, so I don't need to do that for that. But if you found something that wasn't transparent, you could remove that transparency or make it transparent with that element right there. So that looks pretty good. I'm not super pleased with this. Like I said, I'm not really a graphic designer, but I can kind of pretend to be one for a day. Let me show you something else here. All right, so I'm going to make this a bit different here. Now that you guys have seen some of the elements here, I'm going to change this up radically. We're going to make it a jet black color, and I'm going to show you guys how to add some gold leaf overlays to some of these things here. So let's bring out another image here. Let's pop on, let's pop this on here and see. This might be it. Oh, right. Can't do that one. Let's see what else we've got here. I wanted to show you guys how to turn something gold. Let's take this. It does look pretty good even on the black. But I want to make this gold. So I'm going to add a texture to this. And I'm going to layer that in a gold texture. So you can actually see the texture behind the image. You can kind of move it around. As well as, well, you can apply the texture. And let's see what else we've got here. So I want one that makes it look like a gold leaf. So we'll see here what we've got. I think that one was the most accurate. You kind of click between them here. And let's do that one and then make it bigger. So we could pop that in the corner. I might actually spin that around a little bit. Then I'm going to put something in the opposite corner to kind of catch the eye that's a little bit different. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a different silver color here. So let's find another graphic on here. I'm just going to reuse some of these graphics over again because they're still useful. Oh, perfect. Now I can show you guys the remove background feature. There we go. Look at that. I mean, that's really sharp. So we did that, and I'm going to push this in the corner. Like that. This is going to have a silver texture. And let's give it something like this. See, the texture does come through the back a little bit, so I'm going to actually push that saturation down and increase the fade so that it looks really silver. Right? So you can adjust how much of the original color is there by clicking on these saturation buttons. So if I want it to be more silver, I can just pull it right back there. And that's basically silver. So I think I'll leave it like that. And then I will position that right there. So you could put your design elements, or the text kind of spilling down like this, coming down in a little bit of a waterfall. That would kind of look cool. And you could still use the necklace. Of course, it would come across here, and the chain would look like it was coming through the silver part here. But I still think this is kind of an interesting technique. I mean, again, I'm not really super artistic, but sometimes you just play with elements, and you can get some inspiration, of course, by going over to Fiverr and seeing what other sellers are doing. That's kind of where I got this inspiration here, is this one right here. I thought it's kind of cool to have these up in the corner and one at the bottom. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually kind of imitate that here. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to flip this one, throw it in the corner, and we'll put this right up top. So your necklace is going to be dangling underneath this here. Now you can put these up top and this on the bottom, and that would also look pretty cool. But you're just trying to build some symmetricalness in your design here, so that there's attractive features. Now there's also graphics included with PicMonkey. So now I'm going to look and see what I can find for just basic little lines and squiggles. I want to add some kind of a interesting little graphical element to this, just to see how it'll look. Now these are all like some of those are animated, so they're not really that useful. You don't want to add anything that's really cartoonish either, but you know, something like this could fit somewhere in your design there. Little things like this, little laurel wreaths that are included here. This would be a good element to place inside your actual the text, so it would be bordering the text. Of course, you can change the color of these elements as well. They're very flexible in that. So that would be a good one. You know, you could put "to my wife," or and this is a good way to emphasize a word in a design. So of course you can copy this, paste it, flip it around, and use it as sort of an emphasis on a word. Oops, I accidentally stretched it. Put your words there, and this is sort of like a, hey, look at this word. This is really important. So, I mean, that's about the best I can show you guys for designs for now. I'm still kind of learning this whole process, but, you know, I'm going to get better at it, and as I do, I will show you guys what I learn. Now, remember, of course, that there is lots of training on YouTube. So, YouTube.com is an excellent resource for learning how to learn graphic design for shirts. So you could learn graphic design for shirts. It'll show you how to do layouts and stuff like that. Lots of free stuff out there. You don't have to pay for training to learn how to do this stuff. And I recommend that you guys start just getting a little bit of graphic design skills under your belt there. It really does come in handy, you know, when you're trying to do something like this and you want to make a nice design. All right, guys, we'll see you in the Facebook group. Remember, I go live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and lots of information in the group about upcoming products, events, and other cool stuff that you guys need to know. We'll see you in the group. Cheers.